Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and we're going to be going through some really cool stuff today. We're going to be going through documentation regarding licensing revenue. We're also going to be looking at the new patent that VeVe has filed in terms of their licensing as well. We're going to be looking a little bit in terms of kind of the overall NFT marketplace and some large investors and what their thoughts are, as well as an update in terms of a little bit of speculation in terms of what I think the blind box drops are going to be like for VeVe moving forwards. And we're going to be wrapping up with our daily price analysis. And before we go into it, I just want to say thank you everyone who has subscribed to the content to the channel so far. We've just passed 4K subscribers, which I wasn't expecting. I didn't think we would do so well, but thank you everyone who has supported so far, and I really appreciate every single one of you. So without further ado, we'll go straight into it now. VeVe, they have a few licenses that they've a few trademarks they've licensed for. So initially they did license back at the start, 2019 for example for VeVe, and then 2020 for VeVeVerse, so last year. And they've refiled for these, I believe partly to do with they want to conform with legislation, specifically regarding the whole kind of digital space, because we do know, I've been going on about this, that there's been a lot of changes in terms of legislation within the crypto area. This is also one of the major points why I think Omi will do well, is the fact that when this legislation starts rolling in, when the SEC starts clamping down on all these kind of scammy projects, all of that money is going to get pulled out of these, rug pull kind of projects. And that money is going to end up flowing back into the projects that do survive, and Ecomi will be one of those. So let's just have a look and see what they've done. So previously they didn't provide that much information, or actually if we go back, I'll just show you guys. So this was the original filing for VeVeVerse. There's really not that much information there. However, in order to file for their licensing, the trademarks, they need to provide really specific information. So I think this is why they refiled it. And if we look now, for VeVe for example, you can see just how much information they have now. So if we just quickly go through this, so now they have said that VeVe trademark will be used in the following business: downloadable software for providing access to, viewing and display of, creation of, transmission of, publication of, storage of, management of, transfer of, swapping of, spending of, purchasing of, selling of, retailing of, wholesaling of, verification of, authentication of, communication of, digital collectibles, digital tokens, digital files, digital currency, financial transaction, data files, images, sound recordings, video recordings, virtual objects, including in the fields of children games and entertainment, downloadable augmented reality software for integrating electronic data with real world environments for use in the field of, and then it just goes on and on. So they've basically gone and they've literally covered all their bases. They're following, all legislation to a T. And not many cryptocurrency projects are this legit. When that legislation starts rolling in, that's when you'll see, which projects it is that have credibility. And I like how they've specified, that VeVe is going to be in terms of platform as a service and software as a service. So what this implies to me is they are looking heavily at kind of having all of your data, everything managed within the cloud, the application in the cloud, and I think that's the best way to go, in terms of security, in terms of scalability. They thought about everything and they are implementing it. Now, if this was for VeVe, if we have a look at VeVeVerse, so if we just go back. Now, this is probably the first kind of patent filing I've seen, which has a bit more information in terms of VeVeVerse. So they talk more about, again, covers the same stuff: digital currency, financial transactions. I believe they also cover kind of games as well. Let's see, for integrating electronic data with real world environments for use in children's games and entertainment, advice, consultancy, recordings, virtual objects. Okay, covers pretty much the same kind of same universe as what VeVe is covering in terms of what the platform is going to be covering, and just what kind of what kind of class info they need to provide as well, because they are within the scientific and technology services area, scientific, surveying, photographic, cinematographic, optical weighing. Okay, so they basically kind of describing exactly what their patent relates to. So I think this is good. They've gone ahead. They've complied with any additional updates that they need to provide in terms of that legislation. So I think that Ecomi won't have any issues moving forward. Now, along with that, I did then have a look at this documentation here. So this is from last year, 2020. It's the top 150 global licensors, and here we can actually start to add a dollar value to exactly what Ecomi's partnerships are going to be worth. So straight off the bat, Disney, all the biggest, their retail sales from 2019 were 54.7 billion. If we get that, Disney partnership, Ecomi could capture a small fraction of that, and consider their market cap is below 1 billion. That's going to add a lot of valuation. Warner Media as well, we know we have that. This one's really cool. I didn't expect General Motors to be ninth place as a licensor. So 4.6 billion on there. Now, Pokemon Company is actually 11th. Sanrio is above them. Hasbro is above them. Hasbro, I believe David Yu's company has this as well, which is pretty cool. So as you go down, we've got some other ones. I know they're expanding into anime as well. So if we have a look and see which anime kind of licensor is kind of top in here, is Toei Animation, 3.9 billion. Very, very close revenue to Pokemon Company. And we can keep going down. They have Ferrari on here, Ford Company, Lego Group. And then we start to go down. BBC Studios. Oh, I believe they have BBC as well, because there was a video from a while back where they were demonstrating some of their NFTs, and one of those was the TARDIS from Doctor Who. So I believe they have BBC Studios already. They just haven't officially announced it, but I've definitely seen the model for that on their own YouTube channel. Actually, I'll try and find out. But do have a look at their older videos. You should be able to find it yourself on the official Ecomi YouTube. And then we go down. We go into kind of luxury brands, Ralph Lauren. So yeah, you can see that VeVe, Ecomi, they're partnered with some of the top licensors already, and that kind of fits in nicely to what I wanted to talk about next is Blindboxes. So I believe that Blindboxes, as we move into season 2, when those come out, there are currently Blindboxes available for some of the licensors that they're partnered with. So TokiDoki is one, and if we have a look here, so we can see that within the TokiDoki Blindboxes, these are some of the Mermaid Corners that you can get. This one's pretty cool, Johnny D. I think that's a kind of tribute to Johnny Depp. And moving forwards with these, I think VeVe will probably have something similar. But I did mention in a previous video with Cryptozoic that some of their co-licenses are probably the same ones that are shared with VeVe, and that was confirmed when we saw the bombshells. And as I was kind of scrolling through with TokiDoki, we know one of their co-licenses is obviously another hint towards Marvel, and we've seen too many of these hints already. But I think this could be a version of the Blindboxes that they release. Who knows? But I've seen enough hints towards Marvel to, know that is going to come. Some people are still skeptical, but, you buy the rumor, sell the news. So once we get more confirmation, then that's when people start to FOMO back in. And now, lastly, I did also want to touch on Mark Cuban's stance. So he is the host of Shark Tank. It's kind of a entrepreneur's TV show where people come in, pitch their business ideas, and get investment. And he is extremely, extremely bullish on NFTs. And he sold his startup back to Yahoo for 5.7 billion. And he's spoken quite highly about blockchain. He was one of the first to kind of really push for it, and now he's really, really bullish on NFTs overall. And he thinks the NFTs that are going to do well are the ones with use cases, real world utility, and that is exactly where VeVe falls in. So just having someone who is clearly knowledgeable about investments, clearly has done well for himself to be this bullish on NFTs. I think that is a good sign for the overall NFT market. And like I said before, VeVe just needs to capture a small portion of it to be far, far more profitable than where they are right now. And moving on to that, in terms of profit, we will go straight into our daily price analysis. So if we zoom in to the hourly chart, so let's see if I got high Kanashis. Yeah, I've got high Kanashis on. So I initially said that we were on an uptrend. We are still on an uptrend, but has started to kind of slope off a bit. We are trading a bit sideways. There hasn't been much price movement for Omi today, which is actually very good. Usually, when the price is stable, there's not much news happening. Volume is quite low as well, and the price doesn't move. So that's a very, very promising sign, because I was expecting the volume to be quite crazy, considering there's supposed to be a huge dump today, according to rumors. Which obviously isn't going to happen, but people spread these rumors. So if we just readjust this, and if we grab this here, okay. So let's get that to touch as well. Okay, so I think we will continue on this uptrend, and I think after tomorrow, when people find out there is no dump, that is when we're going to retest this breakout and then retest the next resistance up around here, kind of the 0.58 range, moving upwards to 0.6. And then from there, I think we'll find some decent support. We probably won't see much movement beyond that until we get some solid news confirmation. So if I just extend this a bit and pull this out, let's see. So this point here correlates with the 10th of May, so tomorrow. And that is when today, actually quite late today, we're going to find out what's going to happen with the tokens once they unlock. So I think, we will break past this point tomorrow, but we'll see. So again, not too much price movement today, which is good. But we've still got a huge upside to move towards. But one other point I want to point out is there were a few huge red candles where we broke 300 million trading volume, and every single time we hit those red candles, for example here, we never really retouched the previous high that occurred before that red candle. So one here, we had another one here, and then we never came back to this previous high here, and then we had another one here. Now we did have a few green candles over here right before we hit that 300 million volume red candle, but we have managed to kind of break above that region. So I think that's good. That's actually a confirmation for me that we should be continuing this uptrend, but we'll see tomorrow once people realize that there was no token dump. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through with you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe to support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.